The DLC that broke the internet. In February of the year 2022, the creators of the infamous game series, commonly known as the Soulsborne series and the Armored Core series, FromSoft, gave us their biggest game to date, Elden Ring. The game was a massive success, from everyone being judged for being maidenless, all the memes on the internet, to people trying all new builds in the game, and there was way too many to choose from, so there was plenty of variety for every gamer out there. I personally went for a bleed build, but that's just me. I was using the Bloodhound's Fang, which really isn't the best by far. There are broken builds for it, but like hell did I watch that. I was just learning how to play the game, but it's still a solid choice. This game is amazing, but here comes a really controversial opinion, and I'm about to get slammed in all the comments and all that. I could never really get into this particular game. I love the Soul series from the bottom of my heart, and if FromSoft ever asked me to assist in a test of their game or to attend an event, I would in a heartbeat, no doubt about that. But unless this video gets like 100k likes, we really aren't going to get far with them seeing this, so smash the like button for the chance to see me suck at Souls games before they finally get released. Anyways, back to the main point. The reason I couldn't really enjoy the game is because I didn't feel like there was a direct path for me to take, which was appealing for the first few hours, like wandering around and seeing all the different bosses. But then I started getting turned around constantly, not knowing my next goal to aim for, even though it is sort of in the game, but I just couldn't really figure it out. And I was running areas out of my own league, and it just didn't feel as familiar as the original series of the games, like Dark Souls 1. Everything's back to Firelink Shrine, and you have like the directions to go from spawn. You have the 5 different directions. In this game, you have everywhere to go. But I want to clarify, this does not make the game bad in any way, shape or form, but it just didn't tickle my pickle like it did for everyone else who played. Then in 2024, this year alone, we got the biggest DLC drop to date, and it is not the most played. Well, maybe it is now, but when I looked, it wasn't the most played out of every DLC existent. But it's certainly the biggest in scale and biggest in ratings, and it is definitely the most bang for your buck. It's called Shadow of the Erd Tree, and I'm sure you've heard of it. It's no secret at this point. I am yet to play it, but I have watched the living hell out of it because I love it. It's been brilliant. From the atmosphere to some of the builds up to the certain fights, I couldn't wait to watch more, and it got me really wanting to play the game again, which I may actually finally finish the game like 3 years down the line nearly. This video will remain spoiler free for the most part, but here's a warning, and I will place a holder on the screen for you to tune back in. Whether you want to remain spoiler free or not is up to you, but in 3, 2, 1, if you haven't left yet, then that's your own problem. Everything in the chat for you. But the trip up to the mountain to fight the ancient dragon Baal the Dread is astonishing. The atmosphere when scaling that mountain, the amount of dead dragons you see, the little boss fight before you get up there. My god, the lightning as you're going up the mountain. I was just gobsmacked at about how this is just a DLC and not the actual main game. Like, my god, other developers just take some notes and see, for god's sake, finally get the hint. Okay. The spoiler section is over. If you've skipped here, welcome back, but the DLC is absolutely an astonishing piece of work, and granted, the other games all have DLC that is brilliant, but this alone is 2 DLCs in one. As discussed by Miyazaki, they wanted to do something different, and it was just to add the 2 DLCs into 1 DLC, so it'd be bigger this time around, and my god, they did not disappoint, and yes, I'm banging my table because I was that impressed by it. The Shadow Realms map seems to be about maybe half the size of the base game, and that is just a DLC. What the actual The only nitpick I have about the DLC, and it's nothing about it that's too serious, but I wish it could have been accessible earlier in the game. You're like 3/4 of the way through the game, and that makes it harder, because before you start coming at me like a super sweat lore masters, it's because of the lore and yada yada yada. I know, but just shut up and listen, alright? You get so many weapons in the DLC that are cool and very interesting to me as a player to see being used. But to me, it feels like you get them too far into the game, and that doesn't let you utilize them or like try them in like certain boss fights earlier in the game. And that to me is a really big problem, because there's so many weird little weapons out there that if you could just use them sooner, it would be so much better to actually make the game just like clump in together really well, and it wouldn't really mess with the lore in my opinion. But it is what it is. They've had to do it for the lore reasons, and I understand that fully. Before all you lore maniacs come at me, I've given that disclaimer that I am not unaware that it is for lore. But to wrap up this video, even though it is a short one, this video has been about the DLC, and I just have to say it is an amazing. This game broke the internet in records, and I would give it myself a solid 9 out of 10 on the scale, because frankly, I think it is a highly sound game with very little faults in it. Every game has its fault, but not this one. I actually did not find that many. If you are yet to play the DLC, do it if you can afford it, and if you can't, the DLC has loads of videos on it. There are fun playthroughs. I watched Jacksepticeye. He can give you some small lore points too, and info on the stories that I could never provide. You've got people like Vidivadia and all them sort of people doing this type of content as well. If you like the video, smash the like button and subscribe. If this video hits, say, 250 likes, I'll do a Dark Souls challenge run suggested by you guys in the comments. So start getting right in. And then ding dong that notification bell to keep up on to date on my most recent videos. And I'll see you in the next video. Joran out. Peace.